In this video, I'm attempting to survive 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore starting with a singular chunk. But here's the twist. Every 10 days, I'll spin a wheel to unlock a brand new chunk. My goal? Make the most of every block I get. Now with all that said, let's jump in and see how far we can get.
Whoa! Where am I?
Oh yeah, and I'm also joined by Burbius. We started off the challenge by harvesting all of our chunks resources. We got the wood, we got the seeds, we got everything we'd need to start out. However, there's one key detail we were missing, and you'll find out later. We also found this neat little water cave down the side of our chunk. Very cool, very cool. This would come in handy as an early game source of water. We quickly mined out a little area in order to start a small farm that would slowly produce food. We then got to flattening our chunk, and we actually built a small little dirt house. Don't judge it. On day one, I was doing a little bit of exploring until this happened. That's cool, dude.
Well, this may be news to you, but there is no dirt doors.
Oh! Okay. Okay, majority of the creepers have this. Okay.
When them trees finna grow.
I guess that's enough of that, then. After that extremely close call, I went and I just AFK'd at the farm for the rest of the day with nothing else to do, really. On day 2, me and Burbius unlocked wooden tools, which was very important for getting stone. We also just now found out that we don't have any food, and we have no way to get it. Now, our two options are rotten flesh and bread. Bread takes forever to grow, so we would have to do rotten flesh, but the problem was, rotten flesh, you would need to kill zombies, and I'm on half a heart. So we decided we would make a mob farm. On day 3, we started collecting cobblestone to build the mob farm out of. I also managed to kill a zombie, which was amazing. It was the first bit of food we've had the entire playthrough. On day 4, I continued to work on the mob farm, and we actually found some iron in the mines for a bucket. We were now able to harness the immense power of water. On day 5, I got into a duel with an enderman, and then continued to work on the mob farm, which was just about complete. I managed to finish it later that day. The mob farm ended up working magnificently. Since there was only one chunk in the world, there was only so much space for mobs to spawn, meaning they would all spawn in the farm during the daytime. Also, in the mob farm right here, you can see a chicken. Now you know what that means. We got chickens now. Very important for food. On day 7, I began work on an underground tree farm to clear up the top chunk so we could actually build a nice house on it. The next day, I began working on the house, and honestly, I thought it looked pretty good. It was a nice little cabin on our small little chunk, and it was really cozy. Now, it was day 10, time for the first ever wheel spin. Alrighty, let's spin the wheel now. It's been 10 days.
Let it rip, let it rip.
Alright, let's see what we get. Oh,
Dude, I'm on the edge of my seat. Nothing, 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 nothing.
a tiger? Wait,
Oh?
that's good.
Alright.
That's good. Okay, okay. Alright. Lovely. Let's get back to the game now. We started off day 10 by securing the chickens we accumulated from the mob farm and starting to breed them. We were very pleased now we have an actually good food source. Well, that is until this happened. Let me go check on our chickens. Huh. What happened to him? Burb? Care to explain yourself?
They despawned.
Fuck it didn't. No, they didn't. After that interesting event, I went and I bridged over to the new chunk we got, which ended up having dogs on them, so we went and we tamed some dogs. The next day, I just did some landscaping, you know, making this chunk look nice, because it was, after all, it was our second chunk. We want to make sure it's nice and homey. Oh yeah, I also think it's important to mention, while I've been doing all these extracurricular activities, Burbius has been down where the farm was, expanding and expanding and expanding. The diorite rings you see around our main chunk are all Burbius and his doing, so big props to him for working hard on getting us food. Day 12, I farmed the mob farm and, did some more landscaping, and we got another chicken here. Very cool. The next day, I began flattening out the taiga chunk. Need to make sure it matches the other chunk. And then I visited Burbius, who was working on the farm and was launching carrots off the edge of the map. I, on the other hand, will not be eating any of these carrots because I have meat in my inventory that is perfectly healthy to eat. Oh yeah, we also got chickens again, so we started breeding them. Next up, I began building the bridge over to the taiga biome. It was going to be a nice little taiga-themed covered bridge. I also helped Burbius tend to the crops a little bit more since he had been doing it all alone. On day 15, I farmed the mob farm. I also found out something really important in that we could have the 2x2 giant spruce trees, which would really help with wood. I spent the rest of the day working on this bridge, and honestly, I thought it looked pretty decent. On day 16, I finished the bridge, and I thought it looked really good. It really matched the spruce theme. And then I started working on a chicken coop. As you know, we got chickens now, so we need somewhere to put them. And I continued working on it throughout day 17, and by the end of day 17, I got them in and started breeding them. Well, then I found this little guy. He shouldn't have been out, so we dealt with him properly. On day 18, I made a little dog pound, which is a dog cage where our dogs would spend the rest of their lives at. And on day 19, I started mining out under the tree farm to expand the tree farm. We wanted more wood. And honestly, I was just passing time while waiting for the next chunk because it was day 19 and then the next day we would unlock a brand new chunk. Honestly, the excitement for chunks in these early days was unheard of. Alright, we're back to the wheel.
Dude, village or ocean, that's what I'm hoping for.
And I'm hoping for a village too. Let's see what we get.
Alright, here we go.
No way! No way!
Don't do it to us.
No way!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, no way, no way, no way! We managed to get extremely lucky and pull village, so now we have to pick which biome of village we would get. Alright, let's see what we get, let's see what we get. Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh, desert!
Bang!
Desert!
Oh, we get desert, we get desert, we get desert, oh my god. We started off day 20 by analyzing our brand new desert chunk. I then bridged over to it. And lucky us, the village had beds, so now we could actually sleep and skip nights and avoid phantoms, which was amazing. I then immediately started tearing down all the village houses and flattening the desert chunk. I also got 2 villagers in a hole over here in order to keep them safe. There was, however, 3 villagers, and this 3rd villager would be known as Wandering Fred. He would just wander. And then, throughout the rest of day 21, I was just flattening out the desert chunk. On day 22, I was chilling in the bedroom with Fred here. And then I started gathering resources in the form of stone bricks in order to start building a bridge, a nice little bridge to go to the desert biome. By the nighttime, I finished the bridge, and on day 23, I made a little oasis in the desert biome. And then I planted a little tree, and I thought the tree looked really fitting. And at night, I worked on a little fishing hut, where we would store all our fishing gear. On day 24, we found a wandering trader that was doing something rather interesting to his llamas. I then redid the storage system, moving it under the base and adding plenty more chests, and made a fishing rod. And then I started fishing for the first time in the oasis. Very nice. On day 25, I redid the staircase going down the side of the chunk. And then on day 26, I picked back up the project where I was expanding the tree farm. I also was getting tired with a slow pickaxe, so I got TNT and did some controlled demolitions.
Dude, instead... 15 times...
Run!
He's in, oh my god, he's in.
Run! After running out of TNT, I had to use my stone pickaxe to mine out the rest of it, and oh boy was it tedious. I continued mining throughout day 28, and finally by nighttime it was finished and trees were growing perfectly. I spent day 29 getting loads and loads of wood, and then at nighttime I still was getting loads and loads of wood. I then farmed the mob farm and just sat around admiring everything as we were about to get our next chunk. Or should I say chunks? You'll see why in a second. Alright, let's see what we're going to get for our third chunk.
Dude, I want a mushroom biome. What does another chunk mean?
We pull 2 now.
Oh, dude.
Okay, let's see what else we get.
We almost got the void. The one I don't want.
Alright, let's see what
Two
we
more
get.
spins, two
We
more
get
spins,
2,
more
okay.
spins.
Wait, this is interesting. Coral
Swamp.
reef?
Oh, dude, we get one this, dude.
Awesome! Awesome! Alright, we got coral reef.
Yeah, I hope we get ocean or something stupid. I want a double useless.
Let's see what else we get.
Come on, double useless.
Planes?
Oh, no,
Wait,
no,
Stronghold?
No, no,
Wait.
no,
Oh
no,
my god, okay, well, we get the Stronghold. That's at least cool.
no, no.
You said you didn't want that before we started here. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at our new chunks. We got the coral chunk. And I sheep! Burbus, there's sheep!
Dude, I only see one. Oh, two. I see it.
Really? Oh my god, let's go. That's 2 oh. Anyways, I went over and I started flattening out the Stronghold chunk, as it was just basically a brand new plains chunk. And, oh yeah, no need to worry, there was actually 3 sheep, so I put them in a hole and started breeding them while continuing to flatten the chunk. I then started work on the new bridge that would connect the main chunk to the Stronghold chunk. This one would be known as the Poop Bridge, and as you can see, it looks like poop. Very fitting. I spent the rest of the day, you know, breeding the sheep. Oh boy, am I jealous of them. Anyways, next order of business was to chop down the house and rebuild it. Me and Burbius also got some music discs. And I was continuing to work on the house, and the design here was a Twin Towers type of house design. It was supposed to look interesting. I continued working on it throughout day 33. And here's Fred being an absolute Chad.
He literally got rid of his own job, and he's just hanging out.
Wow. One
Put a
punch
piece
and
of bread
he'd
on
be
the
dead.
floor, see if he wants to have sex. Nah, dude, he's just staring you down.
Maybe he's... Wow. Okay.
I think he's eyeing you up.
Right there.
bro.
Oh, let's see. No. He does not give a about the bread, dude. On day 34, I began tearing down the mob farm, and I continued on that through day 35 and day 36. It's high time for it to go. Day 37, I finished it, and I thought it looked way better now. I then started work on the house again, and I changed the design from a Twin Towers to a new raised platform. On day 38, the platform was finished, and I thought it looked way better. On day 39, we added a little storage area to our platform, and I thought it was really nice. And for the rest of day 39, we were just running around passing time as the next wheel spin was coming up, and we were pretty excited to see what our next chunk would be. Alright.
Spin, 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 spin.
Fourth wheel spin. Let's see what we get.
Alright, chat, I'm hoping for mushroom, because I think those cows...
Are you kidding me? Are we getting swamp?
Oh. Alright.
Okay, well that's a fun
Swampy.
one.
We're getting
Oh.
swampy.
Whoa, new swamp chunk. Wow. Hell yeah.
Wow, hardcore.
I then decided it was high time to get some obsidian to make a nether portal. I finished the nether portal later in that day, which was awesome, because now we could go to the nether. We get the whole nether now.
Oh!
Hell yeah, let's go to the nether, let's go to the nether.
Oh, what? One chunk!
Are you serious? No, it's just not loading, no way. No.
Yeah, you wanna test it?
No.
I don't wanna jump down there, low key.
What do we do with one chunk of nether?
I don't know, dude.
We have quartz. A small amount of it. After finding out the nether was like useless, I went and I started working on an iron farm because we did not have a good source of iron yet. We're still using stone tools, don't mind the diamond pickaxe. So we started making an iron farm, and I went for a sort of stone bricks andesite kind of look, as you can see here, because I wanted it to not be an eyesore made of cobblestone in the sky, just something that we would look at and not want to pull our eyes out. On day 42, I finished building it and began building the bridge to get the villagers in. I then spent this day and the next trying to get villagers in, and, well, this is how that went. Okay. Yeah, you weren't supposed to, like, walk off there. I guess I didn't predict that. And he's in the nether now. After that really unfortunate turn of events, I got him out and I brought him up into the farm and hit him in, as you can see right here. And now I had to go get a second one because I was going to breed them inside of there, so I don't have to get more than 2. So on day 44 I began breeding him, and then just sat and chilled because you know how villagers take it out of you. Now that the farm had almost been set up, I just needed a name tag, so I spent all of day 45 just fishing, and I thought that it had to be a certain bit deep, so I deepened the oasis here, and it's still, I just couldn't pull a name tag. As you can see, I was fishing for a long time, all the way until day 46. So I decided to move over to the ocean biome, and here is when I finally pulled something important. I got a name tag! Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
Two treasures like right after one after another after you went like 30 minutes just now without pulling anything.
We need an
How does that
anvil.
happen? Oh yeah.
As you can see, I was very excited, but I did need iron, so I went and I got iron on day 47, and then me and Burbies visited our dogs.
Overfill.
I'm gonna feed the dogs some flesh.
What is wrong with you?
Let's stay. Oh, they just.
Dude, you put yours up on the seat, mine goes up on the seat.
We need. Here, I'm gonna give
Get
the
the
newborn
chicken
a
boy.
white collar.
Can he do that?
Yeah, he has a white collar now, so we'll know the newborn. Finally, on day 48, the iron had smelted, so I went and I got the anvil and named our zombie Sponker Minus. And that night, I went and I got the zombie and punched him in here, and hold up, wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. And I name tagged him up and put a roof over him so he wouldn't burn in the daylight. Iron golems then swiftly started spawning. Let us know in the comments if you want a tutorial. I spent day 49 just AFKing the iron farm, which is pretty chill. And I forgot to mention that now we get a nether spin too to unlock a new nether chunk every 10 days. So here it is. Alright, let's see what we get for our 5th spin. If we get ocean, I'm gonna be pleased, because that's another chunk we don't have to do anything with.
Void. Oh no.
We're gonna get Badlands. Wait, that's not even
Badlands. That's
bad.
interesting.
That is interesting. Alrighty. Alright, let's see what we get for our first nether chunk.
What?
Dude.
What? What is
Oh,
this?
that's
I've never seen this
horrible.
before.
Oh, that's horrible. Day 50, I immediately used the new iron from the iron farm to make a full set of iron armor. It was really nice. Then I went over to the swamp, and I'm actually going to turn it into a cow farm, and I worked on that all throughout day 51. And on day 52, I started out the day by giving the villagers some bread, and then I went and I got some diamonds. Literally only because my pickaxe was about to die. Anyways, here I don't even know what the I'm doing, dude. I am just admiring my build, and I guess I went to go tree farm. Very cool. Day 53, I began work on a new mob farm that would not look as hideous as the old one. I was making it out of wood, so it would look at least halfway decent. I worked on it throughout day 54 and the night. It was a pretty big build, and I wanted it to look at least halfway decent. Day 55, I ended up finishing it, and it worked perfectly, as you can see here. And we had a hopper system. I ended up spending the night just chilling. Day 56, I actually looked at the Badlands chunk and how it mogged the living hell out of every other chunk with its height. Literally insane, honestly. Then I went and I got some sand and began smelting it into glass, as I wanted to build an aquarium in the coral reef biome. And later that night, I actually began draining out what would be the aquarium. Day 57, I ended up putting on the finishing touches, and I actually got Burbius to come down and judge it, and he said it looked pretty good, and he wanted to move the enchantment table. On day 58, I started working on our house, and I added another module of chests. Very cool, I know, it looks really good. And if you're wondering what that little gadget is in the middle, it's an auto disc player, because we had all the discs in the game right about now. On day 59, I just chopped trees waiting for the next chunk. Alright, let's see what we get here.
Bro is
Day
non-Junko.
60.
Aw, dude, Void was
Come,
looking good.
dude.
No, that one's
Oh,
so
man.
ugly.
Oh man, that's a like in between two good ones too. Are you serious, man?
Not your
Alright,
head, boy.
Savannah. Oh boy, let's see what we get. If it's not a fortress, I don't care. Oh, lovely. We're not going to the nether over the next 10 days. Awesome.
Basalt deltas.
Day 60, I started off by making a new bridge in between the swamp and the coral reef biome. It would go through the aquarium, and I needed glowstone for it, so I went to the nether for the first time in forever and got glowstone. I then, on day 61, finished the bridge. Now, I took a screenshot of it and put it in the ChatGPT because I wanted it to help me make supports for it. And it actually gave me a pretty good source image, so I went and I copied that over into the game, having ChatGPT make the supports for the bridge. And I finished it by the end of day 61. Day 62, I actually did like nothing. I did a whole bunch of housework, farming and stuff, but here is it sped up 100 times. It was just a pretty normal, boring day, and not a lot happened. Day 63, however, I began trading with the villagers. And then I went and I paid Burbius a visit, who was making a new fountain on the savannah biome. I then spent the last part of day 63 getting wood to trade with the villagers. Day 64, however, I was minding my own business, tending to everything, until this happened. What the f? Wandering Fred almost just killed himself! Oh my god.
What happens?
I got that all in video. Holy clipping that too. Well, it looks like that's his privileges of wandering revoked. Oh my god.
He gets to wander.
He stuck down at the tree farm, I think, because he fell.
What?
I don't even know how that happened. You know what?
No.
Fred is almost dead now. That is a far fall. Let me see how much health he has. I did end up testing it, and you end up on 2.5 hearts. Interesting. Then on day 65, I went and I just continued trading with villagers. As Burbius had gotten a toolsmith, I made it my goal to get a weaponsmith and an armor for us, so we could have a full diamond set with, okay enchants. So I ended up getting an armor and getting full diamond armor, which was pretty cool. Day 66, I just chopped wood to get sticks for villagers, and then I paid a visit to Burbius, who was making a spiral staircase, a giant spiral staircase, in the Badlands biome. Day 67, I began working on the villager quarters as I believed it was pretty ugly, so I went and I added a little glass walls around it and made it take up the entire chunk. I also spent the night working on a water elevator, and I ended up finishing it by day 68. I spent the rest of the day adding the finishing touches onto the little new villager quarters, and I thought it looked pretty decent compared to how it looked before. Day 69, I redid the water elevator so the villagers couldn't use it, and it was much more smooth to use. And then I just chilled for the rest of the day waiting for the new chunk. Alright, Burbus, let's see what biome we get.
Ready.
70 days.
Ugh. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Jungle.
Jungle. That's my favorite biome. I like that.
Nice, we get a jungle. Awesome.
Oh, dude, these tweets run right through you. I gotta piss.
Tap those screens. Tap those screens. Let's see what
Me.
we're
God.
we're hoping for a fortress here. We're hoping for a fortress. And we are not getting a fortress,
No.
but we are getting a bastion.
Oh.
Okay.
Get us pig step. Get us pig
We'll
step.
see. We'll see. Day 70, I was back in the villager breeder, re-rolling constantly for a mending enchantment, as we wanted to make a little bit of progression here, so we could fight the ender dragon at some point. Now here I finally, on day 71, got the mending enchantment, and then later that night I went and I got obsidian for an enchantment table. Spent the rest of the night chopping down wood. Here's a woodshop montage. Day 72, I went and I built a raft where the enchantment table would float on above the aquarium, and I thought it looked okay. Then I went and I bred the cows. Very nice. And then villager set time. I threw so much bread down. It was like a party in that chamber. Day 73, I began working on a new part of the iron farm. I was going to expand it to 3 modules instead of just 1 to triple our iron output. Also, something very interesting happened with the mob farm right here.
That almost so hard. I gotta see what.
What the hell is going on? Look at my screen share. What the f? How is he poking through and shoot? He shot me, and he has a helmet too, so he gets to survive perfectly. Dude.
Name tag him. I like him.
This is another one. Oh, he fell. Ow.
The second guy just emerged.
Anyways, on day 75, I continued building the iron farm, building the third module here, and I worked on it throughout the night. And it was getting close to complete at this point. I just put the composters in, and on day 76, I began moving 2 villagers up into a little box where I would breed them until there was 8 of them, so I could fit them into the farm. And here's me putting them in and getting them to breeding. Right here, I split the bread perfectly so that they would make exactly 8 babies over the next couple days. And on day 77, they had made their first child. I then traded for name tags for the zombies in the iron farm. Alright, what do I name the zombies? What do I name the zombies, dude? We already have
Big.
Big Buss. What's the next one? What's the next zombie?
Intellect.
I don't know how to spell it.
Bentellect.
There. Okay, Bentellect and Big Buss. Do you just have some infatuation with bees?
Oh yeah, huh?
On day 78, I went and I checked up on the villagers, and they had made 3 kids in one day. That's some insane work. They've been getting real busy. I then went and I helped Burbius mine out his spiral staircase, and then on day 79, I started moving the villagers into their new forever homes. I then got the zombies in at nighttime, and this one, Bentellect. Look at him. He's looking really nice. And Iron Golem swiftly started spawning, which tripled our iron output. I then spent the rest of the night cleaning up everything, making sure it looks nice and good while waiting for the next chunk. Let's see here. What are we hoping for?
Spin.
What are we hoping for? What are we hoping for?
Oh, dude, wait. This is gonna be the first one that's not one of the 9.
I actually deadass want to respin, dude.
Why?
This is so boring.
But you don't know if it's
wait.
boring yet because we get any forest.
Oh yeah.
Another
okay, we gotta
forest
spin for
wheel.
forest. Let's see what we get. Dude. No way we get the cum biome. No way. Please no.
Yay! Come.
Oh my god, we get the tail garden. Oh man, so that locks us out of all 3 of these. Man, that's cool. Burbus, let's see what we're hoping for. A fortress here. This is our second to last chance. Okay, looks like the game's gonna make us look. Okay. It's so safe value. Okay. Day 80, I was cleaning up what was left of the cobblestone up to the iron farm, and then I also made my way over to the jungle and mob-proofed it to keep our pandas safe. I then also went back home, and right here we found out that Fred had been zombified. We don't even know how, but we trapped him. And then the next day, I was rolling villagers when something insane happened.
Rick and Morty, the downfall of Rick and Morty.
Oh my god! Oh my... Dude, efficiency 5 for 17 emeralds! Oh my god!
What? Lock it in.
Where is he? Oh my god, dude!
For 30?
17! Oh my god! Oh my god, sir, you are our top guy. You need to be protected. Since we had just pulled an amazing new villager, I began working on some new presidential suites for our top guys to live at. And I spent the night working on a bridge, and the next day I added marble floors to the suites. We want to make sure our guys know they are living in absolute luxury. Day 83, I began adding the new glass panes up, and as you know, glass is luxury on these chunks. Then on day 83, I began working with the bridge. I didn't really like it, and by the end of the day, I managed to get a design that I really liked. It's suspended. Day 84, I started the day off by chopping down some trees and making furniture for every suite. There were 8 suites in total, and we wanted to make sure everyone lived in the utmost comfort. Day 85, I continued trading with the villagers, and I ended up getting them Breaking 3 and Feather Falling 3, which was very important. And then, by the end of the day, I ended up finishing the suites, adding the final glass panes in. And then, I also finally got a name tag for Alfonso, our absolute king. Day 86, I continued trading. By the nighttime of day 86, I was tearing down the Pale Gardens biome as it was the new tallest chunk, which took the place of our height mogger, so we needed to fix that. Day 87, I began trading villagers for glass as I was going to surround our coral chunk in glass. And then Burby started making some weird noises.
Oh my god.
Are you done? You can't mind that. Bird. Day 88, I continued adding glass around the coral reef chunk, but then something interesting happened. I found an intruder inside of the presidential suite, so I had to take care of him. Sleep in a penthouse where you don't belong. I'm gonna kill him.
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Little Jean-Paul Gaultier's Paul who?
Yeah. You wanna go out that door now? Yeah, you know what's coming. Yeah, now you're sitting in the corner. Get in that hole. It's time to exterminate.
Jean-Paul Gaultier's Paul who?
I spent the rest of the night chopping away at the Pale Gardens biome, slowly but surely. And then day 89, I just spent the day trading with villagers, and I finished up the coral reef chunk while waiting for the next wheel spin, which was coming up shortly. We haven't gotten any snow biomes yet. Alright, let's let her rip. Let's see.
Boy. Here we go.
Did we pull desert or ocean?
Ocean.
Oh, that's not good.
We just drained the other one, dude.
I know. What are we gonna do with this one?
Are we gonna be able to beat the game or not?
That is a great question. Let's hope. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best.
We totally can in just one day, though, so I guess we're gonna beat the challenge no matter what. Oh, and it looks like we're gonna do it on one day. Alright. Oh, nice.
On day 90, Burbius had finally finished his spiral staircase, and I was about to sample it. And he had been working on it since day 66. He was making a spiral staircase, a giant spiral staircase, in the Badlands biome. So without further ado...
This turret looks so happy in his enclosure.
Oh, sick. I then made my way to the jungle biome, and we were turning it into a grand sanctuary where we would put every single mob we've gotten so far. And then I also tamed some parrots, and you can see Fred here is in fact a zombie, and we gave him armor so he'd be a little more protected before we cure him. Day 91, I went and I made a little nice bridge, and by the nighttime I ended up finishing it, and I liked it. It was nice and jungle themed. Day 92, I started surrounding the sanctuary in glass, as it was going to be like a big nature reserve with a glass dome around it to keep everything inside of it nice and safe. Day 93, I continued trading with villagers as I needed glass, so I invested in a bit more librarians. I also finangled with them while they were sleeping. Don't mind me, I'm just watching. Anyways, day 94, I used the glass to continue adding to the sanctuary, which started kind of taking shape by the nighttime as it was getting nice and tall, so nice jungle trees can fit in there. Day 95, I continued trading, and in the nighttime, I continued adding on to the glass in the sanctuary. The next day, I pretended to be a fish. I then continued trading when I found just a random villager being an absolute Chad. Wrong. How are you? You know what? You're getting pushed off the edge, dude. He's on the outside of the glass now. Dude.
I made a glow squid farm.
Someone get an edit on this guy, dude. Look at him. I then at nighttime got to finish the sanctuary, and I began decorating it with nice little foliage. Day 97, I also continued decorating it, adding a nice little cave dwelling for them to chill in. We then started moving everything in, and I started with the cows.
Woo!
Day 98, me and Burbius started moving out the pandas and the armadillos that were locked in the basement. It was the basement where our old storage system used to be, and they are finally getting freed. Then, by the end of the day, the sanctuary had been finished, and we added all the mobs in and all the foliage, and it was very peaceful. Day 99, I just ran around admiring all of our cool builds. Couldn't start anything as we wouldn't be able to finish it in time, and I was mentally preparing myself for the Ender Dragon fight that we were going to try and get done in one day. Alright, next
Come on,
wheel
let's go
spin,
for
let's see what we get.
mushroom. Here we go. Last biome.
No way.
My
Bang!
parlay hit!
Oh my god. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, I wonder what we're gonna get for this one. I wonder what we're gonna get. Wow! Alright, alright. Nice. Day 100. I immediately went to the new nether fortress and started farming blaze rods. Then we quickly got clerics and traded for ender pearls. And then we went to the stronghold so that we've had since day 30, filled it up, and jumped in.
How are we gonna fight the dragon on one chunk?
Are you sure it's one chunk and not no chunks?
That's the challenge for the video.
Alright, that's one down. You go that way.
I don't see a chunk.
Oh! Burb, you go right, I'll go left. Oh wait, yeah, you have a bow, just shoot him. I'll get the cages.
How many are there? I think one's out of my render.
Yeah, there's a few. Here, just turn your render distance up. A little bit higher, just a tad higher. Oh, just a little more. Yeah, you got it! This one.
What about the other one? The other one isn't even...
Up more, up more. No, your arrows are getting there. I can watch you. Up more. Up more. You got it. Oh my god.
Oh, yo.
Here, I'm building a huge platform, so if you get knocked up, you can just TP onto it. They like that word, knocked up. Knock you up. Is he coming down? Getting in, I'm getting in. Come on, Burb, let's go. Go, go, go. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Oh my god.
Take me back to my lovely world.
Oh, let's leave it. We'll get the dragon egg in another day. We then decided for our last act, we would heal Fred. Okay, it's time, it's time. Oh, finally. Stop letting him spank you, dude.
Dude, he could tank an iron.
Oh!
Oh!
He dropped all his clothes.
Oh, ew, Fred, put them back on.
Put your clothes back on, Fred. God.
Oh, we should put an armor stand there and like a... Right now.
Oh, I just saw your pearl come through.
Oh!
Yeah. You literally, it slipped through.
Oh!